morning, maybe it's good evening. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another haphazard hot mess of an episode of Hey, I Can't Sleep with me, your host, George James. We're broadcasting at candlelight today. Screw you, Hydro One. Can you believe that guy? $4 million salary raise? Some people go without a power and electricity. I've got candles and I'm using them. Anyway, that's my rant for this morning. At 4 in the morning. So today I want to talk a bit about relationships. So, if you're not someone who gives a crap about relationships, go away. Stop watching. I don't need your haterade. So, specifically, I want to talk about, because I did some videos about attachment, some really layman's videos about attachment. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, like I said. So I encourage you to look these up online to get more details, more subcategories, and more information. So I want to talk specifically today about when is it time to end a relationship that no longer serves you in your life. This is a tough one, especially for people who have attachment injuries. But it's an important thing to discuss. So, this includes relationships with friends, loved ones, family members, significant others, and even animals. Because we have relationships with animals, especially people like me. I adore my animals because when I was growing up, I didn't really have the opportunity to attach to too many human beings. So animals became the centers of attachment for me. But sometimes it's important to recognize that an animal's care might even be out of our scope. So it might be time to let go and find them a better place to be too. And those of us with attachment injuries who have found animals to be a bridge to nurturing our emotional needs know what I'm talking about. So, I've been doing some research online. There's an article on Psychology Today. If you Google when is it time to end or rebuild a relationship, there's a lot of different resources. But this one specifically, again, it's by Psychology Today. I can get the exact psychologytoday.com/blog/rediscovering love. So, it talks a bit about it's time to end a relationship when this relationship no longer serves you. And what do I mean by serve? I don't mean like get me a beer bitch kind of serve. I mean like this person no longer raises your vibration as a person. Like we all have vibrations when you think about it, right? Like some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverts, some of us recharge going out and traveling, going into the world and seeing things and experiencing a multitude of things and different foods and situations. And we just thrive and love and live and laugh, and that's the intensity and the vibration that we do it at. And then there's other people, those of us, who maybe our vibration is here. Maybe we want the same thing, but we do it in a different way. Maybe we recharge, curling up on a couch with somebody and cuddling them and having a staycation and watching movies and drinking cider or whatever, maybe our idea of running out and seeing the world is going to a cottage and talking to a neighbor instead of, flying to Colombia and, ending up in a village and tasting the local food, and both vibrations are functional and healthy. It's just a matter of, does this person meet my vibration, right? That's the important. Do you like that? That's my little move. Is it important? It's important. Does this person continue to raise your vibration in a positive way, or do they make you sink so that you start to dull? You start to dull out. You start to stress out. You start to worry about everything. You're fighting all the time, and you're frustrated all the time, and no matter what you do, you just keep pushing and pushing and trying to change, and it just seems like you can't figure it out because you're both good people, and it's clear that you both love one another, but you just can't seem to make it work. But at the same time, maybe you just can't seem to let it go either. And this is a common thing that happens, especially for people that have attachment injuries. I mean, for some of us, like people like me, my fight, flight, fear, submit system was constantly engaged. So my basis for relationships was based on primal survival for the most part, which really influenced the way that I view relationships. I mean, sometimes ending a relationship or maintaining a relationship with a friend or a loved one or a lover is very complex and confusing because my object permanence portion of my neurological makeup is affected so deeply that my body, if I don't see that person, sometimes I feel like if I don't literally physically see them, my brain goes, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Like, and that's, for some of us, it's that severe. Not all of us, but for some of us, it is that severe. I mean, look at the attachment series. I talk a little bit about that, about our attachment styles, based on attachment theory by John Bowlby, Bowlry. He talks about the 4 attachment styles. Research it, see where you fall in the spectrum. So it's important to ask ourselves, does this relationship serve me? Am I finding more joy? Am I growing as a person? Are my vibrations being raised? Or am I beating a dead horse? And am I afraid to let go of it because maybe I'm worried that no one will ever love me again? Maybe I'm worried that I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. Maybe I'm worried that this person's going to be angry at me or think I gave up on things or whatever. It's important to radically accept that sometimes, no matter how wonderful you are or how hard you've tried, things just change. And that there will be people who will love you, and that you don't need a relationship to complete you. That you just need to learn to maybe accept that this is just the natural course of things. And you're going to need, especially if you have an attachment injury, and if that other person has an attachment injury, you're going to need a therapist and a counselor to help ease you through the transition because maybe you've never had an example around you of a healthy relationship ending. I mean, I haven't. I've only ever seen things end in violence and terror, unfortunately, or trauma or drama around me with my parents. So I've never really got to experience that completely. So, and again, these attachment injuries are rooted in us at a very young age. So it's important to not beat yourself up about it. This isn't your fault, So what kinds of ways can we choose to honor where we've been with this person? Well, stay tuned and find out.